welcome back to another episode of So Glad We're Friends. I'm Maggie.
I'm Devin.
I'm Brittany.
And we haven't recorded in so long. And guys, we're recording right now on the day that you are listening to this episode, if you're listening to it on the day it comes out. So all of our topics will be extremely up to date.
Very up to date.
Hopefully nothing happens crazy. Watch like the craziest thing happen while we're recording.
Oh my god, don't jinx it.
Please no. I'm good without anything else happening.
Yeah, but we have so much to catch up on because
I
there was
know.
Thanksgiving happened. Devin went to Florida, and I've consumed so much content in the last few weeks. It's kind of crazy.
I feel like I haven't seen anything.
That's what I kind of feel like is like it'll be updating you on like pop culture things
Yeah.
because you've been like with family,
Yeah.
and I've only been watching content and not with family.
I have been barely using TikTok lately.
Interesting. Why?
Yeah.
On purpose?
Because I just get on Instagram Reels. I don't know.
Like scrolling?
Yeah.
I do
Really?
not.
It's the
That is
same thing.
so interesting because I genuinely do not ever scroll on Instagram Reels.
Really?
Yeah, I will scroll all day on TikTok, but I do not like. I might get in like 5 or 6, scrolls, but like I am never just like sitting there like going through stuff.
Wow.
You think it's
It's-
the same thing? That's a crazy statement.
I get the same videos on both.
Maybe you've trained your
Same
Instagram
exact videos.
algorithm.
Maybe
Wait,
that's because she watches her following tab. And so if you were scrolling reels.
No, I
it's
haven't
the
watched
people.
no, Reels are not the people you follow. Reels
wait,
is
are you
just
talking
like
about like
TikTok
the
For You
Reels
page.
tab?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know the last time I ever even touched into that.
Well, you guys are not my demographic.
No. That is really interesting because like I am your demographic, but like not on Instagram, I guess. Like I am because I
Well, I
follow
don't have
you
a
now.
demographic on TikTok, so I just I'm just
Well, you
so
do.
done with TikTok.
Okay. Okay.
Don't
How
be
was
too- don't be
Disneyland?
too done with
I don't even get on it anymore. Ban it. I don't
He's
even
like,
care.
As your manager, please don't be done with it.
I mean, it's just a nice little. I mean, there are brands that are so fucking annoying though, and they're like, "Well, you only have 10,000 views right now, so you're only worth whatever." We're like, "Okay, like, bye." But
Well, then it's like, don't hire me for a TikTok
I
campaign.
know we're like, I
Yeah.
always push for Instagram for you. I'm like, just get.
Or just when they
Instagram.
want TikTok to be so much cheaper, like that it's perceived
also,
as less work. Like,
They
it's the exact
expect
same.
TikTok to be so much higher too, because there are a small majority of creators that get like insane number of views on TikTok, which is but you're not really getting that on Instagram. The like million views every single video you post type thing. And
Yeah.
so brands have this expectation that you're like should be getting at least 100,000 on TikTok every time, which is crazy.
That'd
Yeah.
be crazy.
I do not think that there's like, I don't know why. I guess it's just because people are just like so obsessed with those people's content. So it's just like, we're going to make sure everybody sees this no matter what.
The algorithm.
Because especially those videos that they're like over a minute long and they can throw an ad behind them.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I've been seeing more people like call people out for that. Like, this video didn't need to be over a minute long. You just wanted money.
Those people have sad lives.
Okay, one time I was going through Grace's content to look for something, and she was really trying to get those like minute long things.
Yeah.
And so she did like, it was maybe a video of something, and then she just kept it on the clip for the last like, it was like 30 seconds, and I was like,
30
did you mean to do this? Yeah. And she was like, yeah, I needed the minute mark. And I was like, that is so funny. And like,
But if people don't get to the minute mark, do you even make money? Because they're not going to
Yeah,
sit
if
there
it's a
for 30
view.
seconds on a blank.
I think just they don't have to watch the whole thing.
I don't know. It was just the goofiest thing because I was like, why did you do this?
That's so funny.
Is this messed up? Because I think I was going to like send it to the brand or something. And I was like, I'm glad I checked that before.
Definitely if it's at like 58 seconds, I'll make a push to make it over a minute. But that's
Yeah.
about.
Did Cameron's video go viral on TikTok too?
No, it only has like 8,000 on TikTok.
That's so funny. How
See, I feel like I've seen that on TikTok.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's why you brought something new to Instagram and everybody's
There's
like,
no
oh,
way.
shiny.
I'm sure it's been on Instagram too.
Yeah.
I don't know. But we made like $700 from it. I'm realizing I think it's about $100 per million, I think is like
Damn.
the equivalent.
That's pretty good.
Kinda, but also not. That's like 10 cents per 1,000 views. Is that what that would be?
Wait, let me look. Let me do a little
I
calculation.
need to post that video you told me to do as a reel.
Yeah, you do, because that would definitely go viral.
I think it would. Except people would be so mean to me.
Yeah, it's gonna happen no matter what.
Okay, so you got $700, and it was 7 million.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's like less than. Let me see what it is, because it won't even calculate it on this.
Like, is that 1 cent per 10,000 views?
I think
I'm
it might
so
be
bad
less.
at math.
Let me
A
see.
cent per 10,000
Or
views.
per 1,000.
1 second.
1 penny.
It is okay. If we then, it's like less than a cent. Because
Damn.
wait, okay. So if I move the decimal 1, 2,
Someone
it's
knows
like
how to do math.
0.0098
Per view or per 1,000 views?
per. Oh fuck, I don't know.
Probably 1,000.
Well, it depends what you divided it by. If you divided 7 million by 700, that's per 1 view.
700.
So then
divided by
multiply that
7.1
by 1,000.
Okay, 1 second. 7.
People listening to this. Are you smarter than a 5th grader?
No.
Oh my god, have you watched Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity with Travis Kelce?
No.
It's pretty good. Nikki Glacier's on it.
Not
Love
all of
her.
them.
I don't know,
Sometimes she gets
okay?
swapped out.
But
I would say it's like
it's 0.0 something, because this
per view. Yeah.
doesn't even do.
Yeah,
this
it's not
calculator.
that great when you look at it, because if you're to get 2 million and then only get $200, that's not the greatest. And then it's so hard to decide. Like this year, I've had so many of those like brand, not like those pages that just repost videos who are like, please give us this video, we will make you money. And I'm like, no, you won't.
Yeah, what? You posting my video is taking away from my ability to get views and money, because you're gonna.
I know.
I hate that.
I wonder if they also, the other one that I really think is funny is those podcast people, the podcast clip people that they like on TikTok especially. I don't know if they do it on Instagram, but they will just pull the juiciest clips from podcasts and just put them online, or like people's
like
lives,
Spill
and they
Sesh
make,
or something, like people who like take from other people's podcasts.
yeah. So it's not just theirs;
Mhm.
it's like all of the popular podcasts, and they like find the best clips and they put them together in like a really juicy way.
Yeah.
And
Respect on that.
I do think it's, well, I was like, I think that those people should like get hired by the podcast or like networks, like Dear Media should go after them and be like, hey, like let's hire you for like half of the podcast we have, and you could just like make them pop off, because it is obviously a skill.
Yeah,
Yes.
I love this. Or I
And
think about
patience.
like on YouTube, like the like scenery of like a fireplace and snow, or like I listen to like white noise on my phone like every night, like that. They must be making bank.
Those like
That's so
AI
true.
videos that are like either a scary story or like something.
Yeah,
I saw
don't
a video of someone who was like, this is how I make $10,000 a week, and this is how I make these videos. And like people are making a shit ton of money asking AI to make videos for them that are like creepy,
and then
or
they're on
scary, or
YouTube, or
stupid.
where are they put?
No, like on TikTok and Instagram, where it's
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
have you heard of the Wakabawa tribe?
where it's like, we discovered a mermaid.
Yeah. They're all
those-
dead.
You know what I get
But
really...
you can see them if you know, like...
I also get really hooked into
Terrifying.
the ones that are like a beautiful like hotel looking thing or like a house, and then like the scenery's behind it. I'm like, wow, this place is amazing. I like look at the
AI.
comments and they're like AI, and I'm like, oh, like, I'd love to go to that place. Those are
I
like
know.
all over Facebook because I feel like the boomers don't understand
Facebook
like
is
AI.
I know.
That's
So
cool.
they're like, oh my god, like let's go here. Like post
The comments are so funny. There's also this guy my friend Ashley sent me. He makes his videos are just reading like boomers comments thinking AI is real. Like, and then that's all his videos are. It's just reading them, and they're so funny.
Oh my god.
I really love that.
I can't imagine seeing your parents comment something like that.
They would get grounded.
Literally.
You're grounded.
Your phone's taken away.
My mom finds those things on Instagram or Facebook sometimes where it's like a warning, like make sure you don't do blah blah blah, and I'm like, Mom, this is like not something you need to be concerned about. Like, I wish there was like real warnings or whatever.
My dad, he uses like talk to text, you know. So whenever he texts me, it's like him talking into his phone and then saying whatever he's saying. And he on Thanksgiving, he like sent me this video, and I was like, that could maybe go viral. Maybe I'll post it. But it like was bad quality, so I didn't post it. And then he texted me on Saturday and he goes, did I go viral? Am I important? I got an idea for one video that everybody does. For the next 4 days, this is my bitch. I give the baggage to the valet. This is my daddy. But I got a comedy one for that one instead. And I was like, what? What are you saying? I was like, I've never heard of that one. And then I realized, he goes, oh, it's so popular. You should look on TikTok. Everybody does it. And I was like, what are you talking about? But he's talking about that one like on Thanksgiving where the kids, they refilm it every year and they go home and it's like, we're home for Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
We're home for 4 days. Who's gonna run this bitch?
Yeah, the SNL sketch.
Yeah. But he's just like saying it into the phone. It was funny.
I don't understand why like there's not a better like system that's installed into Google to like kind of figure out people's cadence.
I know. Well, they should just make voice memos for droids, and then my problem would be solved.
Oh yeah, that's true. But still, I think there's people that do enjoy just doing talk to text.
Yeah.
And I think that the technology should be a little bit more adept to like people's pauses and cadence. And
yeah,
stuff.
imagine it puts like parentheses, pause, like.
Because think about if you're doing like a voiceover with captions, it's pretty accurate of like periods.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. But yeah, so why does talk to text not like put the punctuation in? Because it is really hard to sometimes like understand what someone's saying, like the run-on sentences and everything.
There's only
It's
run-ons.
like parentheses, he said in a sarcastic tone.
That'd be fun. Okay, I need to hear about Disney World.
Okay. Where do I start?
The beginning. Not getting your first class seat, probably.
Oh my god. Yeah. So I upgraded to first class, and me and my sister were so excited the whole time. And I was like, we're going to upgrade to first class because I'm so nervous about this flight. It's a 4-hour flight. It's long for me. And I'm like dreading this whole trip because of the flight. Like, you know, that's the first hurdle I have to get over. So I was like, let's upgrade. It was like $300 each seat to upgrade. And I was like, well, that's better than $1,000. Like, yeah, let's just do it. And I'll do it for Lexi because I can't make her sitting coach, like whatever. And so the whole time at the airport, we're like, oh, well, we're first class. Shouldn't we be able to skip the TSA line? Like, we're first class, you know, just like bragging and joking about it the whole time. Like, oh, you shouldn't treat us like this because we are first class and whatever. And we get one drink because we're like, well, we're going to get more because we're first class, you know, whatever. And we didn't board right when first class was boarding because we were like, you know, rushing to get a couple of other things done. And we're like, whatever, our seat is there. And so we get in line and we scan our tickets and the lady's like, oh, you don't have a seat. And I was like, wait, what? And she's like, you need to go talk to her at the front desk or whatever. And I was like she wasn't giving me any information, like, oh yeah, you don't have a seat, go talk to that person. And so then there's other people, obviously.
Was there anything weird about your check-in process? Like they didn't have,
Yeah.
they weren't
I
like,
didn't
oh,
realize, but they printed a ticket out for us, and the ticket did not have a seat number.
yeah.
But it still
Sometimes
said
you
first
have,
class
select it?
priority.
Like in the app, did you like get the picture of the seats and like select which one you wanted?
Yeah, and I had a digital ticket, and my digital ticket had my seat
your
number.
seat.
But then when I checked my bag, they printed out another ticket for
And
it,
it
like a
said, like,
paper ticket. And
check
it,
your seat at the gate or something. Or like
something. I
seat
don't even
assigned at
think it
gate.
said anything like that. It just didn't have a seat number, but it still said first class priority, like all this stuff. And I was like, oh,
What?
whatever. So then I had to wait at the counter to talk to the agent or whatever. And I'm starting to get a sense of what's going on because there are men standing there like getting pissed off and stuff because they didn't have their seats either. And so we just found out that a different plane came to the
I was
gate
gonna say,
unexpectedly.
yeah.
Wait,
And
like a
this plane was
smaller plane?
smaller.
Like a smaller first class plane.
So this plane only had 4 rows for first class, and I was in row 5.
Oh.
And so didn't have a seat. And so at this point I was like, oh my God, if I have to go back home and I can't fly out tonight, I will not be getting on. I won't be going. Like there's no way I'm going to get on a plane to do this all over again tomorrow. Like it was such a whole ordeal. We Ubered, so we didn't even have my car to go home. Like it was I just wanted to get on a fucking plane at this point. And so there were 2 seats luckily together, very, very back row. And so me and my sister walked our happy asses back there. I need to check because I haven't heard anything. I submitted a ticket or whatever for a refund and I haven't heard back from them. It's just like,
did those other guys get on the plane at all?
one of them did. The other one, he was like very pretentious and refused to not have a first class seat. And she's like, well, what do you want me to book you a different flight? And he's like, yep. Like he would not sit anywhere else.
Oh my God. Were they telling you like you'll get your money back?
No, they didn't even tell me anything.
What the fuck?
So I had
This is American?
Mm-hmm. And then while I was waiting to take off, I was chatting on the American chat, trying to get my money back. And they're like, you can't request a refund until your entire trip is completed.
That doesn't make
because it would
so
fuck
dumb.
up my next flight back or something. I don't even know.
And you're not gonna fuck around with that.
No.
And also, like, as if people just have all this disposable income that, like,
I
you
know.
don't
I
need
know,
the
that's
money
why
back
it's like-
$600. I was so pissed off. Well, I bought my tickets. It was round trip $600, and then an additional $600 to fly first class.
Yeah.
It was fucked. I was so mad.
Yeah, and then I wonder what they'll
But-
charge you. Like, will they only give back that second 600?
Well, probably only 300.
Well, $300 per seat.
Oh, yeah.
But then while I was sitting there on the plane, I was like, well, we're flying first class home. I don't
For
care.
sure.
Yeah.
And that ticket was actually a little bit cheaper coming home because it was
nice.
like a 8 a.m. flight. And so, yeah, we did that. I mean,
Was it nice then on the way home of, like, you probably
Yeah.
wanted to chill more and need the first class?
yeah, but I was just like so tired. It would have been way funner going
yeah, like
there.
drinking and
Yeah.
I know. I feel like there's like, but depending on if you could only do one way, I feel like I would prefer on the way back from a trip because you're
Yeah.
just like so tired and like
Mhm.
having a nice seat and being able to like relax and lay back or whatever. It's like just a nice
Yeah.
little upgrade
Yeah.
versus.
Did I tell you guys that on Alaskan, I used to get premium seats all the time? Not like first class,
Yeah.
but there's like a middle ground or whatever. Because when I'd fly with Finley, there's like a little extra leg room. And they'd always give me free drinks. And I thought that Alaskan just had free drinks like for everybody at all times.
Oh,
So
yeah. I think
when
you
I
said this.
Like, they're like, "Your credit card?" I was like, huh?
What do you mean?
It's not free? What?
Yeah, I wish they should have given you like free drink vouchers for not being
For sure.
I know, that's what we were
like, At
saying.
least that.
And when the flight attendant came back and asked us what we wanted to drink or whatever, and she asked for my card to pay, I was like, I'm supposed to be in the first class. Like,
Yeah,
You should have said something.
I would have been
Oh,
like,
You should have had
you
Lexi
so
say something.
bitchy.
You were supposed to give me free drinks the whole time.
I'm supposed to be getting free fucking drinks, bitch. I paid $300 to get free
Damn.
drinks today. So
Do you guys see the Shake Shack on the Delta flights now?
No.
They're serving Shake Shack burgers. And people are like,
Wow.
some people are really mad about it because they're like, that'll stink up the whole plane if they're just giving Shake
first
Shack
class,
to everybody. Yeah,
or-
for first class.
Ooh, I'm gonna do that.
It's like very smelly
Book
though.
still
I have to say. But honestly, all of the food they cook up in first class is smelly. Like
I know. I
yeah.
could
no matter
smell
what
it.
happens, like even
You
if
know
I'm
what you could
sitting,
respond with? You're not gonna hear my Shake Shack in the very
In the back.
Bridge. Don't worry about
you
it.
can't smell it all the way back there. Don't worry.
You're gonna be smelling toilets before you're gonna be smelling my Shake Shack burger.
Or somebody was eating a tuna sandwich next to me the last time I flew. I was like,
eggs.
this is absolutely not okay. This should be illegal.
I have to
Yeah.
say, I did eat. When I was
Brittany,
eating
that
eggs,
is
I
not
did
okay.
hard boiled eggs, even better.
Yeah.
That's
I feel
really
like
not
that's
okay.
a thing. Why is that a thing? Because they travel well?
Yeah, because they travel really well. I really want to be able to eat eggs again.
I'm so sorry. That sucks.
It really like fucks up my like travel eating.
I feel so proud though still of when I figured out when you had the egg
I
white
know,
in your
you should
drink.
be.
That's like
Because I
one of
thought
the
I was like
smartest
really
stuff I've
dying.
ever
I thought like it was like something very serious, and I was like, "Why is this happening to me?"
I just did the Everlywell allergy food test.
Oh,
you
Because yeah, Cameron got it for me for my birthday like 2 years ago, and I keep being scared of pricking my finger,
Yeah.
so I never did it. And then the other day we were unpacking the Christmas decorations, and I accidentally pricked my finger, and I was like, "Let's do it." So then I like got some blood and squeezed it out, but then there wasn't enough, and he was like, "We have to finish. I have to prick your other finger." So then I ended up having to prick my finger, and it honestly hurt for a few days. I was like emailing,
Really?
and I was like, "My finger fucking hurts."
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I have no serious allergies. I only have a few mild ones to coffee, milk,
Oh, milk.
garlic. Yeah,
Like,
Garlic
what
is
type of
something
milk?
I've been
Milk.
thinking about recently.
I think that was like a garlic
Garlic.
coffee. Yeah, and maybe just cheese in general.
Yeah.
I found a way cheaper food sensitivity test on Amazon, and I'm thinking
Oh.
about doing that. I don't know if it's less accurate or if it's just like the name brand makes it more expensive, but
Probably that.
my face is like almost as bad as it was.
Did you change anything?
Before. I think that doxycycline just doesn't work anymore. I think my body has become immune to it.
That's so shit.
Yeah.
How long have you been on Doxy for now?
A year.
Well, if we get your next partnership with what's it called? You can get a new prescription for free.
For a different medication
Apostrophe.
or for the same one?
Oh.
Well, they would prescribe you whatever you needed, right?
Well, but I don't know. They don't prescribe Accutane.
Were you thinking more about
go on
Accutane?
Accutane?
I want to. I'm considering it because there's nothing else. Like,
It
it's
helps
either
my
an
sister
antibiotic
a lot.
or I'm afraid of the hormone one because it can raise your potassium and that scares me.
Oh, what is it called? Spirulactone or whatever.
Yeah, spironolactone.
Spironolactone. Yeah, that's a really hard situation. Do you think it? So you think it's just Doxy? Like nothing else has really changed?
I haven't changed anything. I mean, I'm like trying to think back to the very beginning of when this even started. Like, what did I change? So
Is
I
it
have
also
been, like,
seasonally? Like, does it affect it when you're like when it's drier out or cold?
No. Because a year ago, my face was perfect.
Yeah.
But I did also just buy one of those LED face masks. So I'm going to try that.
You did it.
Yeah, I finally did it. And then I have like a vitamin that's supposed to help your like face.
Is it Clear Stem?
Acne. No, it's a different brand. But when I finish this other brand, I think I'm going to try Clear Stem.
I wonder if have you looked at Face Reality?
I feel like I follow them, but I haven't.
I don't know how to say it. Is it reality?
I literally fuck it up every time. There's this new brand we're working with called Scenic, and it's SENIQ, and I want to call it Scenic every time. Like
That would make sense. Or like
No.
scene IQ.
I know.
That would be complicated.
I know.
What are like I know Accutane people have like strong opinions about it and whatnot, but like what are the negatives that, like, why is it so
It dries
serious
out
that
your
people-
entire body, like
Your
not
whole
just your
body.
face. Yeah, like my brother
Vagina.
would be like, oh my God. My brother has done it, so he doesn't have that.
Did it help
vagina.
him?
He's done it 3 times now, and his acne always comes back.
What?
But I don't think that would be my issue because I have not struggled with acne more than just the past year and a half. But yeah,
That's
it works for him,
interesting.
and then once he stops, it starts coming back. But he's like, my back hurts, my skin is so dry, like my lips are constantly chapped and hurting. Like those are his side effects.
It's really damaging to your liver too, right?
Well, you have to have your blood drawn once a month to make sure that nothing is, it's not damaging your freaking organs. And then also it can make you depressed or anxious or whatever. So it can affect your
Isn't there also like a
brain, I guess.
fertility thing or something? I don't even know if that's true.
I think you're not supposed to get pregnant on it. You have to be.
Oh,
Don't you have to be prescribed birth control to be on Accutane?
Oh, maybe.
I think you actually
possibly.
might have to. That one might be. Let me see.
That sounds familiar.
I feel like
think
for
you
my,
might, because you
Well, I'm not doing that.
I think my sister had to, and then I think for hers, like, it helped a lot. And then after like 6, 7, 8, 10 years, like now she just gets kind of like random zits every now and then.
That's how I used to be, and I would be so fine with getting random zits every once in a while. Like when I take my makeup off, it's like pepperoni face, like red spots everywhere.
That doesn't correlate with your stroke, right?
This is
timing?
not funny, but it's
No.
kind of funny. They're like, one misconception is that you need to be on the birth control pill, and that's
Oh.
actually not true. There's multiple ways to be like have pregnancy prevention, and one of them is abstinence, meaning that you're not going to have
Shocker.
sex. So as long as you're not going to have sex, then you don't. need to
Yeah,
be on
I
birth
don't think they
control.
can force you.
But I guess
Imagine
if you're
that's the
like,
one
I'm going to
time
have
I
a lot of
finally-
sex.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how I get into a relationship. I start taking Accutane, and then like the universe is gonna be
Perfect.
like,
Here's your baby.
Here's your baby.
Jesus. I just think that it's really hard to like, obviously the food sensitivity is like great to like understand if that's affecting it, but even if you do, for instance, you find like you're really sensitive to milk
Garlic.
or like, I don't know, other weird foods that you might be sensitive to that are breaking you out, I feel like the holistic route, like you have to just have the patience to be like, my face is not going to be like great for a while.
I know.
Also, in mine that I just forgot about, it was gluten and rye and stuff like that. And what it mentioned for rye too is like vodka and beer, which I didn't think of. So I looked
You're
up real quick. I was like, "What
right.
is Tito's?" But Tito's is corn, apparently.
Yeah. But the other thing too, Dev, you should look into
Gluten-free.
more treatments. Like obviously they're expensive, but like there's I think a newer laser that's supposed to be targeted for just acne.
So much
Um,
work.
I know.
But I think that like I don't know why I was kind of resistant to it when I like in college when I was just like having the worst like breakouts and stuff. But the second I started doing that, like it all kind of like felt like I was moving in a better direction because it was like treating more of like not just the skin, but like maybe a little bit deeper
Underneath.
into it, where it like I also wasn't just relying on like medications to work when I was taking them, you know? Because I think that's like what you're talking about with doxycycline or your brother on Accutane. You're like, okay, that's great that they're working like while they're working, but when you're like not taking them or they stop working for you, then you're like, fuck me, like why is this not
Mhm.
happening? So
Yeah.
then it's just kind of less like living in fear kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, anyways, we'll see. I think I'm gonna do the food sensitivity test just to like wrap it all up. But
Just see how many foods it like takes into consideration or whatever, because that may be the thing. Is maybe
yeah,
it's, like, a
there's
less
two.
amount of
There's
food.
one that's like 600 and one that's like 700.
Oh, yeah, I think that sounds like a lot.
Yeah.
That could be like one treatment of the
No. 600 or 700 foods it tests for. It doesn't cost $600 or $700. That would be insane.
I don't know. Some of these tests are fucking wild.
No, probably if you went to the doctor, it probably would be like $700.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like because Doxy's like an antibiotic, right? Or like a yeah. I
Ooh.
think it's just it stops. Like I was on it for 7 months this year. I feel like it stopped by like month 5,
Really?
6. Yeah,
Well, if you're like drinking on it and everything, it might like also create more resistance and stuff.
true.
Um,
General lifestyle.
but what you
making
should
everything
do,
worse.
if you haven't already enrolled in your new insurance, is find one that's good coverage for like specialists.
Yeah, I'm switching my insurance because my past one, I had to have a referral to see any specialist, and I fucking hate that. So the one that I'm going to enroll in now, you don't need a referral. So I can go see anyone that
Nice.
I fucking want as long as
Does
they're in
it
network.
start January 1st then?
Yeah.
Okay. I was trying to understand this to help my friend get insurance.
You know, I actually don't know if that's true. Maybe it does, but I thought that like because last year we didn't have insurance until we like enrolled, but I think we got our insurance like right away. I don't think we had to wait till January.
Well, if you do it on healthcare.gov,
That's
it'll
where I
tell
was
you
looking.
like you
It said, like-
pay for the first month now, but it starts on the 1st of the year.
I don't know.
Interesting.
When we were going to like re-enroll, it was so annoying though because like we were going to shop for new plans, but I was like, but then it was like if you say no, you won't be able to shop for like you won't be able to come back to this option. And I was like, what if it's like a deal because I'm like renewing, they're not going to like increase my insurance a lot more or whatever. But then like I cancel out of this because I want to go shop around and see what else there is. But honestly, this year it was like the easiest and just made the most sense. So I was like, we're just going to do it again.
Damn.
Yeah.
We definitely should make our podcast January challenge to make all of our doctor's appointments.
I like that.
I really need to. Dentist, doctor, therapist,
I need to go to the
eye
dentist.
doctor. Those are my top 4.
That's good.
Back to Disney World.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you want to say anything about actual Disney World?
Okay, I hated the new Lightning Lane thing. Because it's like you have to pre-book your tickets before, like the day before. You have to like schedule your, like not only pick what you want to use the Lightning Lane on, but schedule the times too. And if you do multi-pass, only one of them in the multi-pass can be one of the big attractions. And then the other 2 can be like the smaller rides.
So you get 3 at once?
Yeah, you get to pick 3
for the whole day or
day.
3 for like
so
one time period.
So it's like, okay, we're going to do the multi-pass. And they're like, okay, pick which ones you want to do. And then they'll like give you a schedule. Do you want to do these times or these times? So it's very automated. So you don't really have freedom. And
that's annoying.
It's ridiculous.
Like, what if you get tired and you want to sit down for an hour? And you're like, no, I need to walk like across
you only have
park.
3, so it's spaced out.
Or just like
like plan your day around that. But
like they need to educate everyone on this and stuff too is the problem. Because like what that changed from when I went in July, and even the Lightning Lane was you pick it the morning of, so that's why like if it was like 8 a.m. 9 a.m. they might have been sold out by then. But a whole day before needing to do it, that's kind of information you need to know.
The big attractions do have this thing now called the virtual queue. Did you have that?
No.
So that is really cool, and we didn't discover it until the second day. But it's like if you go to your app and you find, like, let's say we wanted to go to the Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster, you can get in line virtually. So like they'll put you in line, and then they'll be like, okay, come back at 8 o'clock. Wow. And then you'll get to go through like up to the front. So like you're waiting in line virtually.
That's so
cool. I think
cool.
so, but you know, there's not very many times. Like a lot of them will sell out in the morning.
So that costs money to do the virtual queue.
I don't know. I think so.
Interesting.
But it's a cool option. We got to do the Guardians of the Galaxy ride twice because we did a fast pass, and then we got in the virtual queue at the end of the day.
Was that your favorite?
I think Tron was my favorite because it gave me such an adrenaline rush. Like it was so cool the way you sit in it.
Like there's just no other ride like that.
Like going head first like that, and it's so fast.
The takeoff,
yeah,
is like
so
actually crazy.
cool. And then going inside and outside, like I don't know. I was just like, I had goosebumps when I got off. I was like, this is so cool. I could have like cried tears of joy because it was so cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It really is so cool. Could you figure out the freaking lockers at the beginning?
Yeah, but they made me nervous. I was like, oh my God, we have to put our stuff in a locker.
We like
Hurry.
couldn't open it. It was like not working for some reason. I forget now.
Do you have to put them in every time?
Just on
For
that
that
ride
one.
because you're sitting on it like a motorcycle, so there's nowhere to put your stuff.
Oh.
It's so smart. Like
It's
that's
so
such a
cool.
smart. And I've never seen Tron even. I used to play that
Me
game though
either.
online.
Those Tron and Guardians are the only two rides that I'm like, damn, this park is so cool. But other than
That's
that,
exactly how I felt.
Disneyland is better. Like, I mean, each park, because it's so spread out, there's like 2 or 3 big rides that you're going to do and then kind of like nothing else.
Yeah.
And it's annoying they don't have Indiana Jones or the Matterhorn, or honestly, Tower of Terror was a disappointment to all of us because it only did 3 drops. And when you're used to the Guardians of the Galaxy Tower of Terror thing, you're going crazy to the beat of the song, like up and down. Like, it makes me so sick because of how much it drops you and
that
lifts you.
would be crazy.
But it's like people love, like I know there's like a lot of petitions to not turn the Disney World one into Guardians and to keep it as Tower of Terror, but I think it's because of like the general, like the attraction of it and being in
Yeah.
the hotel and everything, where they could just change, like make it drop more but keep the whole aesthetic and everything.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I was so excited because I was like, I love Tower of Terror, like the aesthetic, the vibe, like nostalgia. And then we were like, wait, that's it? We're done?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So, but it was fun.
Did you get
Drinking around the world
pictures
was
of
fun.
your rides?
No.
Mhm.
Did you guys get them, Maggie?
Well, we had the Genie Plus that they don't have anymore. So like with the Genie Plus, you get free pictures. Like all your pictures that you take are free.
Oh,
But like, so I don't know what they have for that now.
I wonder if Disneyland still has Genie Plus or if they do the Lightning Lane.
didn't you
thing
just
too.
go though, Maggie? How did
They
already
changed
get rid
it
of
literally. Like I looked it up when Devin was asking me. It was like 6 days after.
Oh my
Wow.
God! I wonder what they guess really weren't making enough money or something.
And I do kind of remember that because I was looking it up like before we were going, and I remember them saying like it's gonna change, but
Yeah.
Oh.
kind of forgot the details of that.
Oh, and then also in Disney Magic Kingdom or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
since they didn't sell alcohol unless you were at a sit-down restaurant, it kind of felt like everybody was in a bad mood because we were expecting to be able to like drink and stuff, and then we had like gotten tipsy on mimosas before we got there, and then we were all just kind of like tired and
Mm.
like, fuck, I need more alcohol.
Was that the first park you went to?
Mm-hmm.
Do they like check your bags like really thoroughly where you couldn't bring alcohol?
They didn't check
in?
our bag at all, so we were like,
I
oh,
didn't check our bags either.
cool, we could have brought
Oh my god, I've never thought
White
of
Claws or
that.
something.
Wait, why the fuck don't they check bags?
They
I'm, like,
check
not
bags
okay
at
with that.
Disneyland. I'm telling you, they
They're
check your bag.
fucking-
Yeah.
They make you open the bag. They look inside all the pockets. When we walked into Disney World, they didn't even make us take our backpacks off.
Yeah, we
Isn't,
kept
like
just walking
Florida one of the
past.
most like gun heavy.
Probably. Oh my god, I
places.
have a crazy gun story to tell on Patreon.
Okay.
Different subjects.
I'm gonna write it down.
Did you go on Tiana's?
No, because they didn't have fast passes. Nobody was allowed to get in line unless you were in the virtual queue.
Was the virtual queue,
And-
would you go in the lightning lane line or you would just
Yeah,
go
I'm
in
pretty
the...
sure.
Okay, that makes sense.
But the virtual queue was sold out for the day, and we didn't know what that was at the beginning of the day. So
Frick.
yeah.
So was
Bizarre.
Epcot your favorite park?
I don't know. I guess
Hollywood
yeah.
Studios?
I liked Epcot. The Epcot day was really fun, and it was like as soon as we got there, we were able to get a beer, and we're like, "Oh my god, this is so cool!" And then Hollywood Studios was really cool, and it was a fun day, and I liked the rides, but it's so small.
And it was like, it doesn't have all the Avengers stuff like in
Yeah.
California now. I don't know.
That was a fun day, though. I forgot that was like Star Wars and stuff too.
Yeah,
Like,
which normally Star Wars is
they're-
in Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, they feel like separate things, but yeah, that was a really fun day.
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Good cousin time. How are the
Yeah.
days not at the park?
Oh, the days not at the park were probably my favorite.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
And I think it's such a smart way to do Disneyland is literally taking a whole day off in between, because
I
I
think
never
that's
got like
really
the
smart.
sore body. I was never like
Yeah.
miserable walking around or whatever, having a whole day off in between.
What did you guys do? Like,
We literally just like went to the pool and hung out and watched movies at night, and I
Fun.
can't even, I think we like slept in a lot. Yeah.
That's like the best though.
Yeah. We did Thanksgiving dinner on the Thursday.
is that like a week before Thanksgiving?
Yeah. So we like went to the grocery store, and
How
it was fun.
cute. That's so
Yeah.
fun. It's very inspiring, I feel like, for families to take trips without the parents involved, because at least in my family, I don't know, we just never have done that at all, and that would be like so fun. But
Yeah, we're
also
like, we
poor,
need to
so
do
we're
this
like, "Please
every
pay."
year. Yeah, I know.
The way
My dad paid for Lexi, and Paige's dad paid for Josh. So
Oh, okay.
so it's
That's
like
nice of
50%
them.
off.
For them.
yeah, the adults with the adult jobs paid for their own shit.
Wait,
That
did
makes sense. How fun.
Paige's boyfriend come?
Mhm.
Okay, so it's both your cousins and
Her boyfriend.
her
yeah.
boyfriend. Okay,
Fun.
5
that
of
makes
us.
sense.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought it was just
That's really
the 4
fun.
of you, and not Paige's brother.
He didn't come with us on Wednesday.
How old is he?
34.
Oh.
So the same age as you?
For some reason, I thought he was like way younger. I thought he was like 22 or something.
We have the same birthday. He's just 1 year older than me.
No way.
The same exact birthday?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
That is funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are the chances when that happens in families?
I know, it is crazy. It's just normal to me, but that is crazy when you think about it.
Well, because it was also like all the parents were doing it at the same time. Because I always think Cameron's sister's birthday is the day before his.
He was 3 months early, and I was 3 weeks early. So
3
mind.
months early.
3
Yeah.
months is.
he was like
Terrifying.
1 pound when he was born.
That's scary.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That is scary. I think Cam was like maybe 2 months early, actually. So maybe that theory doesn't even withhold. It is so crazy to think about like having a baby and then they're just like in the NICU and you just have to go home.
I know. I would
That
hate
is
that.
so crazy.
I honestly think, though, it's probably good that there's like some separation.
Probably for mental health. Except like the way that Cameron's parents tell us, like you can't sleep and stuff while you're home because you're just worried about your baby.
That's
there.
true.
So then you're just like trading off.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, Britt, how was your trip? What do you want to discuss on here versus Patreon versus just in our friendship?
Let me just break it down. I like fell in love with Austin.
Oh,
Didn't you say that the last time you went there?
I think every single time.
She falls in love and then she hates it again. Like she has
It's
amnesia.
like a Hallmark
It's not that I like
movie.
hate it. Well, maybe I just was like obsessed with like the lake house. I don't know.
Literally every time.
Oh, so
we go to
you
the
were
lake
in
house.
Austin this time?
Well, we did a mix of both because
Okay.
the last 2 times maybe we did like mainly lake house. Maybe because it's like so new and we're just like excited and like being there. I don't know. So that part made it really fun, like obviously the last time. But then this time we were like, okay, like we want to go explore a little bit more in Austin and like do the things that we like to do there. And so we like went to Dallas first and saw Joe's friend.
Wait,
and
how
they
far
have-
is that?
It's like a 3-hour drive.
Okay.
And so we drove straight there from Denver, and it was just so fun to like hang out with them. And like I do think that sometimes like you just get a different connection with people when you're like in a smaller group with them versus like the guys with like all the guy friends. Like his friend Sam is like so different with like all of the guys only versus like him and his wife and like us, or even like in a bigger group. It's like it was a different vibe for them. And I had only met his wife like once at a wedding, and obviously that was like a different situation too. So like I just felt like I was like, oh, I really like her. Like, not that I didn't like her before, but I was like, oh, she's like really cool and like fun to talk to and hang out with and everything. And it's like the interesting phase because I think their son's 2. So like he's just like getting used to kind of like boundaries and like rules and different things. And so it's like just he's not at the talking stage yet, really, where like they can really communicate like what they want. It's like a lot of like, gibberish and everything. So but it was like cool to like kind of hang out with all of them together.
Yeah,
And we did like one
children.
parents' night out without the kids, or just their kid, and they had a sitter and everything, so that was fun.
Cute.
And I don't know what the fuck happened, but I was on my way home from Pilates, and I like
Of
hit
course,
the
just
curb.
still maintaining Pilates.
I know.
Well, I just like
Fuck.
I love that I can like go there while I'm doing
That's just wild.
because Club Pilates is like everywhere.
You deserve like an award, honestly. Do they give that? Like, it should be like every time you go out of town, if you still go to Club Pilates, you like get a medal.
No, I don't think
the
they
most
do.
places.
Yeah, the
do,
most
like-
locations.
That would be kind of fun. I'll have to float the idea to them.
Go pitch it.
That I like hit a fucking curve and our tire popped. Like
Oh,
it just
no.
completely deflated. It happened in like 2 seconds. Sometimes if you like hit something and it's like a slow leak. This was like
Like you
I like
heard it
hit
pop.
it and then like 2 seconds later I felt like the tire like on the ground and I was like,
Holy shit.
that's really fucked.
Oh no.
So apparently I've had AAA this whole time and my mom like never took me off and I'm like pissed that I didn't know this, but I bought AAA like right then and there.
Oh no.
And then like had to convince AAA that like because they're like you need like 6 like whatever days to activate it. And I was like, no, I just bought it. Like no, I've been a member for like 10 plus years and then I got a company car. So now I just had to reactivate it, blah, blah, blah. Like I gave them this whole thing and I was like, you need to be paying for this. Cause it was going to be like $100 for them to come change my tire. And I was like, I'm not paying for that. I just paid for AAA. Like,
Yeah.
no, thank you. So then I got my tire for free. And then,
wow.
like also just dads being dads. My dad like was like, okay, like let's go get your new tires. And I was like, really? Like you're just gonna get me my new tires? So it was,
Oh
My dad
wait, yeah,
doesn't do
because
that.
you needed all new tires, didn't you?
yeah. Because
Oh my god! So it's kind of worked out perfectly.
Yeah, but I was like panicking because I was like, tires are obviously expensive.
Yeah.
But it worked out, and he was like,
Safe for
"Thanks,
your drive
Daddy."
home.
Yeah, thanks, Dad. And we got like better winter tires, so
Nice,
I'm excited
yeah.
to like actually feel better about that.
Yeah. How much were those?
They were like $1,800. That's why I was like so scared. I was like,
Per
I don't
tire?
no, like total
Oh, okay.
for 4 and them switching them. I don't know.
That sounds about average.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess not. My tires are really expensive because I have the run flat ones.
Oh my god, yeah.
So that's probably
Your
what
tires
mine
must
would
be like $4,000.
Mine were
Well,
like
probably.
$850, I think.
A tire?
No, total.
Oh, yeah. Well, this definitely was like I feel like the winter tires we got like
Yeah.
the nicer.
Yeah. And you
Whatever.
need that for going to the mountain and everything.
Yeah, especially because it already snowed here and we were like kind of slipping with our old tires, and I was like, I want new tires like immediately. But we were like,
You have
saving
4-wheel
for them.
drive, right?
Yeah, but it's like it doesn't do very much if like your tires don't have traction.
Because I only have 2. Like we don't have a 4-wheel drive car,
Yeah.
so it's pretty scary anytime there's snow.
You and everybody else in the city, in that city.
Literally.
So I'm very excited to like be able to take those to because we're going to be in Aspen in a couple weeks.
Nice.
And so that'll be nice to have the tires. But my dad's building a pool at his lake
At
house.
the lake house?
And it's
Wow.
so sick. It's like huge and very like nice, and it's self-cleaning and like has a bunch of like little fountains, and it's just gonna be like the cutest place.
Wow. Can you like see the lake?
No, because his lake house is like off the lake, and so
Okay.
you just like you take the golf cart down and then you could just like go on the boat. But
How fun.
it'll be really, really nice I'm like excited to go there in the summer because it has like the cooling and the heating.
Maybe by the time it's done, we will actually go there.
I know. That's what I was thinking.
I'm
It's
glad
supposed to be done in
you
like
could.
February.
Oh, that's great.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's really fast.
I know. It's pretty fast.
I'm glad you could fulfill my Austin vision board.
Yeah.
That makes me happy.
But we just went to Austin and like we did one night when we first got there. Like we went from Dallas to Austin and like went out on a date and like I just forgot like how everything is so close to my dad's house. Like we were like, okay, like let's go for happy hour because we saw that they had like a happy hour even on a Sunday. And the restaurant we wanted to go to is like 5 minutes away. And it was just like perfect.
Fun.
That is so cool.
There's like everything is like
From the lake
so
house or
freaking
his
close.
house?
His like
Oh,
Austin
the
house.
actual-
Yeah. So everything is like super, super close. And it was just nice. Like we were like, oh, like let's go to happy hour. Like hopefully we don't miss it. And we were like got to happy hour. So then like our meal was like so much cheaper because
Cool.
everything was like 25% off. Like drinks and some of the food we got was 25% off. And it was just like awesome. And like Austin just came out with like their Michelin guide. And then they have like a second like restaurant guide thing. And so there was a bunch of options for us to like choose from there. And so we went to that one and there was like a couple other ones we ended up going to like when we came back and we stayed for another couple days on the other weekend. But it's just like I don't know. It's just a different vibe and it's just like everything is so close. So it's like easy and even Ubers are just like way cheaper. We went to like a cool speakeasy where they like make you put your phone in like a locker and everything.
That's cool.
So we definitely have to go there. It was really cute and really cool vibes. Like I wish I could obviously take pictures. They have like the pictures online. It's called Powder Room.
Yeah, places like that are so interesting because it's like you're not getting the promotion from
I
people.
know.
It
Well,
literally is
that's
word of mouth.
because I on Google when I was like looking up the different places, I was like, oh, this is kind of weird that there's because Google photos like oftentimes like it's someone's like awkward, like weird, ugly photo, and you're like, okay, whatever, like this is fine. But they just had their professional photos, and I was like, that's kind of interesting. But
This is so cool.
but it, like you walk in and it's like a diner. It's like an old school diner kind of vibe, and then there's like two like aluminum doors with like the little windows at the top,
Cool.
like that you would go into the kitchen, and then the whole like space is back there.
That's so cool. I love speakeasies.
Yeah. So that was really good. And then I feel like this is like an Austin thing maybe, but or like just maybe it's of the time of like restaurants getting creative of like how to sell things that like or like upsell things. The restaurant we went to had a bread service, tableside bread service. And so I was like, what do you mean? Like, what is this?
You want me to butter your roll for you?
It was $15 for 4 pieces of sourdough and butter.
You're like, bitch, I make this at home.
But partially, yes. And I was just like, how are you actually charging for this? Like, and they have like a cart and they bring over your bread and then they have like a little warm spoon so they can scoop out the butter and they're like explaining like why this butter is cultured the way it is and like everything. And I was like, I cannot believe this. Like, you guys have just made the cheapest thing on the menu that most things are like, it used to be free everywhere into a $15 experience. And then they like upsell you with like cheese for $8 if you want it.
Ooh,
I was just like,
make me hungry.
I cannot believe that they did this. But either way, they're trying to like sell us on like getting it. And I was like, I just cannot even fathom buying that. But if anyone's ever got that at Emma and Rye in Austin and it's worth it, let me know. But
what was that place that you and I went to after the video shoot? Because I can't remember what it's called, but they have the
Etta?
Yes, Etta. Their bread and the butter, or it's not butter. It's like
it's whipped ricotta.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god! And
That
that's
is
like
really
$15 for 4 slices of the bread.
Is that
Oh
really
my god, it
$15?
sounds so good.
Yeah, I think, but at least it's a little bit more of like a specific type of bread that you like don't
it's
make
not
every
just,
day.
like-
It's not like just a sourdough loaf, and 4 slices too.
Yeah, it should be like at least 6 or something.
Yeah. And then I got new boots.
Oh, yeah, I
I've been
saw
really
that.
wanting stingray boots, and so I got them.
Was it like, what was the experience like?
It was incredible. I mean, it's my favorite little boot store there. They are like the pricier boots because I did when my friends were here. We like went to all the boot stores on South Congress,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "Oh, these other ones are like not that or like not. It's not a huge price difference." And we like went to Tecovas. Tecovas is like $250 to like $450, maybe $550 for boots. Lucchese is like $800 plus, and then
Is
this
this
boot
something
store.
that's like they like hold their value and like resell and stuff like that, or is it more like a name brand thing?
Definitely
Why are they
partially
selling?
name brand, but also it's just like it's like leather or there's like
Like they'll
special
last
types
you a
of
long time.
yeah, or like one of the boots like Joe tried on was like buffalo, was like oftentimes like with the cowboy boots, like the toe is like a
Mhm.
different material, and then the shaft of the boot is like another material. So like
Oh,
if you could get like kind of upscale or like get more expensive like toe parts.
because that's like the harder part for like if a
Yeah.
horse steps on you or something.
If a horse. Yeah, I guess that's
I think that is what it's for. In theory.
So you can kick your horse when it's not
Theoretically.
listening.
No, like if something steps on
Yeah, I
your
know.
It wasn't like a what's it called experience. It wasn't like a Prada store experience, but it's like, they still make
That's
it
still
fun.
so nice.
Well,
Yeah.
they should when you're spending all that money.
So I'm glad I finally got those because I've been really wanting stingray boots.
That's awesome. It's funny that like in all categories of life, like even in like I think people not like they look down on cowboy type things or whatever, but if it's like, oh, that's cheap, like a little cowboy store. But it's actually there's like very, very expensive
Yeah.
hats, like
I
all the outfits, everything is like very expensive.
I don't think
Mhm.
anything like even mid-tier cowboy is like cheap. Like your
Yeah.
belts are going to be expensive, belt buckles are going to be expensive, hats are expensive, boots are expensive. And then like if you think about the Western wear, like it's suede or it's like,
Mhm.
Yeah.
those are all expensive items. So
But
that's
cowboys will
interesting.
wear the same thing and they won't get, it lasts because it's the good
That's
quality.
probably true.
Yeah. It's interesting though. Kendra Scott has like that yellow rose line now. I don't know if
What
you
is
guys
that?
saw it. It was kind of controversial because they took pieces from like or like designs from like Native Americans, I think.
Oh, that's really
So
bad.
not everything was like that, but I think there was some key pieces that were like
Oh,
taken that way.
yikes.
But the Austin store was like interesting though, because they had like different vintage people were like part of it. Like they had different like vintage stores kind of in the store,
Oh,
like I
that's
don't even
cool.
know how to say like what I'm talking about, but they just like brought in different like
Sections
local.
where people come and sell their stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure they get like some sort of like Kendra Scott maybe gets like some sort of commission off of it.
That's so crazy because Kendra Scott, they could easily like actually partner with indigenous people.
I know that's like where the
artists
critique
and-
was like that they didn't like partner with them
and donate the money. That's weird.
for some of their designs, but it was like an interesting store. And they also they had like boots that were like from vintage like local vintage stores. They had like denim from like local vintage people. So it was kind of a cool curation.
That's awesome.
My mom is texting me about a previous podcast episode that we had.
Oh, something's wrong.
No, she said, "What is my old ass on?" I didn't know Jake watched it. I want to see it.
I didn't know Jake.
We do need to be good about saying what things are on.
I'm pretty sure we did.
I think we did, but honestly, I can't even remember right now what it was on.
Isn't it on Amazon?
Yeah, it's on Prime.
Now
That's so funny.
I told her already that it was such a good movie, and then like when she hears someone else talking about it, then she's like, "Oh, I want to watch that."
Okay, that's so us though. Okay, what else for it?
Hold on, I have to send this really quickly because
Okay.
it's a time sensitive. Fuck.
I constantly have Wicked songs playing in the back of my head. Like right now, it's
I
Dear
forgot. We
Belinda,
can't.
You are just too good. Like, it's while you guys are talking, I'm singing it in my head. And I wake up with a different song in my head every day. It's like,
in my dreams.
Yeah.
Like if
Did
I
you
go
go
to the
see it?
bathroom in the middle of the night, it's just playing.
nonstop. And the songs will change every once in a while. It'll be like, okay, what the fuck? I'm
Yeah,
going
Dev saw it
crazy.
twice, and I
You already saw
need
it
to go
twice?
see it again.
I need to see it. It's a theater movie. Like, you need to go to the theater.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I might go see it in 4D. Like I really want to.
4D. What even is 4D?
Like the hairs move. It sprays water and shit, but I don't know when they would spray water at you necessarily. But
I don't
If
There's
you
understand.
like
went and saw
air.
Twister in 4D, you're like going like this the whole time with water squirting at you and wind blowing.
What theaters have 4D? Are you making
I don't
this up?
know. No,
I
it's
think
a real
like
thing.
specific 4D theaters.
I don't know if there's one local to me, but I am seeing all the videos of it. And my mom just sent me one that was like, you need to see Jonathan Bailey in 4D.
Damn.
Yeah, it was absolutely incredible. Definitely best movie of the whole year.
Yeah. It's so good. And I never saw the musical, so
It's hard
I
'cause
don't
I-
know what's gonna happen next, and I don't want to wait another year for part 2.
So when
I
I
didn't-
came home, I saw Wicked in like 2014 or something when I was in high school. I think I've seen it also in Tucson, maybe one time. But after the movie, I was like, I need to finish the musical again. Like, I need to watch the rest because I didn't remember some things from it. So like it is on YouTube, like bootleg versions of people recording the whole thing, and
The
it's called like,
musicals.
yeah, it's called Slime Tutorials, and this one's called
Mhm.
Green Slime Tutorial, and it's like people recording it. But like if you've never seen the play,
Yeah,
I
I don't
think you
wanna
should
waste
go
it.
more,
Yeah.
than doing it
I
online.
saw it in London and New York, and both times
that's
were just like
incredible.
absolutely.
But it was so weird of like watching the play after watching the movie. It was like, holy shit, this is so short. Like it's so they added so much to it that like
The movie or the
made
play?
so much better into the movie. Like because the
Oh.
whole play is the length of the first part of the movie.
Mhm.
So like they added a whole extra.
So it's just like
half,
song,
basically.
like
What is part 1? Like, where does it end?
After Defying Gravity,
Oh.
where intermission ends. So it's like where intermission would be in the play.
So what do you think they added to the movie?
Just like so much more dialogue and stuff. Like it's
Yeah.
not, and just like scenes, like showing like B-roll
Yeah.
type things of like really putting you in the scene.
That makes sense. How long is the movie?
2 hours and 40 minutes.
Holy fuck. So it's going to end up being like a 6-hour ordeal, basically.
I wonder how much shorter the second part will be, or if
it'll still
be the
probably be
same.
around 2:30.
Yeah.
Probably.
You know what movie's kind of long that I didn't realize, and it's kind of like weird that it's long, is The Holiday. The Holiday's like over
Really?
2 hours. I feel like that time frame of movies like capped out at like 90 minutes.
I've
Yeah,
still
all the
never
movies I've
finished
been
The
watching
Holiday.
are 90 minutes. They're literally like
I love a
1:30
90
done.
minute.
Did
Yeah.
you watch the new Lindsay Lohan one? I know you've been going through. Is it
Yeah.
good?
It's good.
I
yeah,
think we
like
need to
it.
go through every one on Patreon.
Okay.
Now at this point.
That'd be fun.
Because there's like 8 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's even more if you like go back a couple years.
Yeah. But it's hard because I feel like I had so many wicked thoughts, and now it's like been 2 weeks. And I feel like I've seen every thought that I had on TikTok now. Like now my whole For
Yeah.
You page is TikTok.
Okay.
I also started reading the book. Much different. Like people
Yeah.
were like, it's way darker. Like it's not the same at all. And it definitely is darker.
With the criticism, I realized that I think it's so fucking annoying when people think that they need to have critical opinions of movies when they're not,
The director.
when that's not their job. Yeah. Like people
Yeah.
being like, everybody has the same thought, and I'm sure they're getting it from everyone else. It was very dull. It wasn't saturated enough.
Definitely from everyone else.
I saw
fuck?
a comment
Shut
about that. I'm like, are you for real? Like, you are actually paying attention to the fucking
know.
coloring of the movie.
I know.
I also felt like maybe it was a little like in the previews, but when I was actually watching the movie, I didn't experience that at all. Like it
That
didn't
didn't
feel...
affect me at all watching it. I wasn't like, oh, this should be a little brighter. Like,
Oh my
just
God,
enjoy
though.
something and shut the fuck up.
The lights, you know, in the theater when like the lights are on and then the previews start and they go down a little bit and then the actual movie starts and they like turn off except for the side lights. The lights never turned off. And we were like 20 minutes in and they still didn't go down. And I was like, I need to go tell the people outside because like this is affecting my experience.
Yeah.
And I went outside like, and I didn't want to miss anything either. But I like went and asked the guy and he's like, oh, that's weird. And he came back in with me and he's like, no, this is how dim they go. And I was like, okay. But I don't think that's true. But it was so bright.
Yeah, that's weird. It shouldn't.
I don't like that. That's so annoying.
No,
See,
it was
now
like
you
so
really have to go
bright.
see it again, but in a
Yeah.
dark theater.
I know. I was like, I need like actual darkness.
My last little thing, just as an update for the whole podcast. I already told the girls, but the cabinets are finally happening. I'm very excited.
The
So
whole kitchen remodel.
Cabinets, yeah, isn't it like
you
ordered the
It's like
cabinet?
a giant kitchen
yeah.
remodel.
Yeah. So I'm very excited. Cabinets.com was 40% off.
It's literally cabinets.com.
Yeah,
So
I know. I thought my dad was like joking when he like told me. I was like, sorry, what? But they have this really awesome like kitchen design software.
It's really funny.
You can like design your kitchen. Like you just get your measurements and then you can like put, you know, the cabinets where like they should go. And it has like a great like 3D model. And they do have like their own like designers and stuff that like you can use for free. So we're just using them to make sure like everything's going to fit the right way. And then what's it called? And there's like a bunch of like little details like filler pieces and like risers and panels and stuff. So she's just making sure that like all of that stuff is like properly added. So like when we order, everything is like ordered.
Was like the hardware and everything in there?
So the only thing that's not included is like the hardware for like the outside, which I think is like fair. Like I don't think it's weird that they don't really sell that because it seems like it's a easy sell.
I thought it was in the mock-up, but maybe
it is in the mock-up.
Oh, okay.
That's like the nice thing about the design is like you can literally put like all the things that you want in your kitchen like in there and kind of see how it's gonna look. Yeah, I'm deciding like if I want black or like brass handles.
I'm a fan of brass.
I feel like black is kind of going out of style.
I know.
Like
I'm kind of
timeless.
thinking it. Yeah.
Either way, you can change them.
Yeah.
That's like such an easy change.
Yeah. I think it'll be fine. I just like, I don't know. I'm going back and forth on it because a lot of the pictures on Pinterest that I'm finding, they're not black. And so I'm not like gravitating towards that.
You could also literally wait till it's like done to get the whole picture and then do that as like one of the last things.
Also consider like what your sink is going to be and like the faucet and stuff.
I think I'm going to do just a stainless steel sink.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a bad
Then you
idea.
can change out the hardware at any time because it matches anything, you know. If you did like a brass faucet, then you're kind of like stuck with brass hardware.
You're right.
Like
I need to write this down.
Brass.
I need to write this.
Is your dad coming to for it actually happening, or does he not even need to be there at all? And there's just gonna
he's gonna do like all of it. So
he's like,
yeah. And I was like, oh, you don't want to stay and hang out? And he's like, no, I love you, but I need a break. And I was like, okay. So it's probably gonna be done in like 3 parts. Where he like does the extension to like bring the kitchen out like 2 feet. And then he'll like do demo and like move electrical and plumbing and stuff. I think
changing floor.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yes.
That's all. So will your kitchen be like unusable for?
I'm very nervous about that. Yes.
That's not gonna go with your food health journey.
It really won't, and I'm very nervous about it.
You're gonna have to like meal prep a bunch of frozen things or something. You can do that like when people have a baby and they like cook a bunch ahead of time.
Honestly, that's actually not a bad idea.
Kitchen baby.
I know. I'm hoping that like, but the thing is, we need to. So we're like making our door smaller, like our outside door smaller. So that needs to be done, and then like we are adding like a pot filler over the sink, and like the water line for the refrigerator needs to be moved over. And then
so fancy.
We'll probably put like a bunch of like different outlets in. So then he has to rewire electrical and stuff. So I'm
Oh,
sure
so
that will take a
cool.
little bit longer.
Oops.
With his pool, he's not doing his own pool, right?
No, he hired someone for that, but he
Okay.
used to build pools. So
He
like when he
just
was
can
in
do
high school
everything.
and college, he used to like build pools with his brother.
That's adorable.
Yeah. But I'm glad he's like paying someone to do that because
Yeah,
it's just a lot.
definitely, especially at the same time.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just very excited because I thought it was gonna be like put off for a long time just because it's so expensive, but it's actually not as expensive. Like the cabinets and everything, I think like before the sale were like 15,000, and then with the sale it's like 9 or like
Oh.
8. So it's
Well,
like
also when like you don't have to hire a bunch of contractors to
that
and
is
pay for
also
the
fair.
work.
That's very true.
Yeah.
How much were your cabinets, Maggie? Because I remember you said like
Our friend was just over visiting on Friday, and he was like, "How much was this? Like the whole IKEA kitchen?" And we were like, "It's like, I think it was like 5,000 or maybe 6,000
wow.
or
Okay.
something." And he was like, "Oh my god, that's so expensive." And we were like, "No,
It would be
Yeah.
like 50,000.
not at all. Actually, it's actually extremely cheap."
I
And
wonder
to
if
do the
like
counters and
cabinets.com would have been about the same pricing for you guys.
I don't know, possibly. We did. I haven't heard of cabinets.com specifically, so maybe I should have priced that out. But I did price out like several websites.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's so hard to decide.
But I was thinking that it was going to have to be like a $40,000 thing for just the cabinets. And now I'm like, okay, I'm going to try and like find other deals for the floors and
For us, it was like the countertops. I feel like that was like so
yeah, how
expensive,
much were the
depending what kind.
counters?
Well, the whole kitchen itself was like 5,000-6,000 minus the
Oh,
tile.
okay.
But like when we were looking at like quartz or
And
any of
the
those, it's like 10K plus.
Yeah, I think my counters and sink were about 10K.
did you do your
Yeah.
counters in sync?
Yeah, I had them
Oh,
redone.
damn.
Yeah, and that was a while ago, so everything's so much more expensive now.
Yeah. Well, that's like we were talking to our brother-in-law, like Joe's sister's husband, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you can negotiate with a lot of these like quartz
Yeah.
like flooring and like counter people." And I was like, "Oh, well that's good to know."
Yeah, that's what my dad says.
Cuz I'm sure like going to Home Depot I probably can't, but like at
Yeah.
There was also like I don't know, a few people sent us like I don't know if they're like resale places or something, but like where they have giant slabs of quartz and all the countertops where it's like cheaper.
That's good to know.
'Cause
I
it's, like,
am a little bit
extra
nervous
expensive.
about the appliances though, cuz those I think
Of the cost.
yeah.
Well, that just depends what you want.
If you
I'm
want
sure you
nice
want the
stuff, then
fancies.
yeah.
Ours was like 5,000 again total for appliances.
The only thing that I've like kind of not screwed myself, but like that I will probably have to pay more for no matter what is the range because we're doing like bigger. So it's like 36 versus I think the standard is
Okay.
30. And I
Mm.
want like an induction stovetop versus
Yeah. That would be really cool.
You should get the fridge that's like a color.
Cafe.
Yeah.
The
cafe
cafe.
one. Yeah. I have to see the options. I found one for like a fridge for like $1,000.
You should get a
that's
fridge that
normal.
has like cabinet paneling so it blends
Yeah.
in.
I know, I was thinking about that, but those ones have to be like they're like really shallow.
Yeah. That's why we didn't do that one.
And
So
I
there's
think
It's
counter
shallow and I
depth
like it.
versus
Oh, is it more shallow than counter depth?
I think it has to be because the fridge that's like even counter depth is actually like still like 3 or 4 inches longer.
Oh, wow. That is kind of small.
And I'm sure it would be like $3,000 to $4,000 for cabinets. I'll save there.
that must be very custom. Like, how do you even do that?
I know. I think it has to be like really custom.
And just glue some cabinets on the door.
A few people that I've seen do kitchen renos, their fridge is always the last piece. Like the panels for the fridge is always the last piece to come in.
And maybe it's something where like cabinets.com sells specifically fridge cabinets or something. I'm sure if anybody's got it, I'm sure it's them.
It's gotta be cabinets.com.
Where else to go?
Sponsor us.
Oh, I keep thinking like, you know, like in Modern Family, like closets.
Yes.
Like, cabinets.
Oh, that's so funny. It is very motivating. I'm like excited to like restart home renovation.
Yeah. I know. I'm like very excited. I think it'll like set everything else in motion too, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, well, should we keep talking on Patreon? There's literally like so much. Like I didn't hit one thing on my list, I don't think, except for Wicked, I guess.
Shit.
Let's do it.
Should I read? We had an update. Like somebody left us an update on one of their dating stories.
I want to know.
Should I read that first in this episode?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hold on. Keep talking while I find it. I did save it, but
I could probably just export this episode as is and put it up.
honestly, we didn't say anything that I know of.
For once.
I know. Okay. So this was on our first dating story episode. So it's like from 5 months ago. But we just somehow missed this. So this girl said, I'm the girl from story 4. She was having an affair with a guy who had a wife. And she like found out that he had the wife or something. Or we were like, it wasn't an affair. It was like they were like said that they were in an open relationship or something. And we were like, where are you meeting up? Like, are you hooking up at your house? Like, how is this even happening?
Mm-hmm.
So she said, I'm the girl from story 4. His wife knew. I met her actually. And it worked because I didn't want anything serious. So like once a month we'd go camping or stay at a hotel or something for a weekend. And then once I moved back into my own place, he'd come here. And then she said, smaller update. We broke up when him and his wife split so he could figure everything out. But we're still talking, and TBH, I'm holding out more than I should be, hoping we still get back together. We talk basically all day, every day, but I haven't seen him in almost 3 months. So yeah, a little update for y'all. And then I asked her for another update because that was 5 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So then last week she said, okay, final update. He basically wanted to lead me on and never call it a relationship or make it official and wanted to just keep hooking up. So I put on my big girl panties and broke it off. Haven't talked to him since the beginning of September when he said he was going to give my stuff back to me, which never happened. But I recently started dating a new guy who is so much more obsessed with me and it's going so well. So maybe it was meant to happen the way it did.
Nice.
Yay!
This is why you shouldn't hold on to things that aren't serving you.
Yeah.
It's so true.
It prevents you from the right things coming your way.
A lesson on letting go.
Mm-hmm.
But thanks for the update. Keep giving us
thank
updates
you.
on
Love
your stories if you give us stories, because that's so fun. Make sure you go subscribe to our Patreon. We're going to keep talking about all the content we consumed over the last few weeks, all the Christmas movies and whatnot. So make sure you go listen. It's patreon.com/sogladwerefriends. Make sure you follow us on TikTok and on Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You could watch our podcast there. And we'll see you next week. Love you. Bye.
Bye.